Christmas from yours truly and Brews Meister himself. Um, Doing a little bit of a show tonight. I don't know why. I just like, you know what? I want to be different. I want to be one of those podcasts that actually gets to come out and say hi to the folks, um, and drink a beer and say Merry Christmas and hang out for a little bit. This is not going to be an hour long show, hour and a half. This is just simply me and Bruce here, sitting here drinking a beer and wishing you a Merry Christmas and chit chatting it up. We may talk wrestling, we may talk football, we may talk um, how many different leggings that Santa brought us. I don't know. Who knows where the night might take us. But
Yeah.
Bruce, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother, man.
Good
We
deal.
got done watching a movie before you reached out to me, said, hey, you'd be ready in a little bit. Um, so yeah, after we get done with this, the missus wants to watch one more Christmas movie and call it a night.
Nice.
What about you guys?
Uh, you know what? We went to my grandparents today. We did Christmas this morning. Went to my grandparents and then came home, and everybody kind of took their food, coma nap, and just wiped out from the holidays. And I joined. I was the last standing soldier, and then it
Oh,
finally happened. I was like, okay, you know what? I can't play video games. I'm too tired. I'm gonna go lay down. So
you can never be too tired to play video games.
right, and then so I took me a little snooze fest. Woke up ready, refreshed. Not gonna get any sleep tonight. And I don't know, man. I just like I said, this is kind of we talked about doing it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I felt like I wanted to. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to get on here. I wanted to be able to drink a beer. It's supposed to be Monday Night Raw. Now they're doing like the best of 2023.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
I,
SmackDown is doing the same thing on Friday, aren't they?
they might be. They might be. So I do want to talk wrestling for just a quick second, and I know we'll get more into this into another show. But looking back at 2023 wrestling, the amount of returns and cameos and special appearances that we've had this year is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. The list is endless. I don't know if you know this or not, and if you don't, spoiler alert. About 2 Fridays ago, AJ Styles came back, and
Oh
dude
yeah.
is ripped. I mean, holy crap! He,
Yeah.
he put on like 20, 30 pounds, and he just six pack. I mean, he looks just mean as hell, And I'm kind of digging this AJ Styles. Now, I I like AJ Styles' work. The only thing with AJ that I don't like is his mic skills. I just feel like he's good, but he's not great on the mic. Now, I don't necessarily think you have to be a good wrestler to be good on the mic. It just when he talks, I'm just like, dude, I'd rather just watch you wrestle for 30 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And again, it's nothing against him. I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike the guy. There have been a couple of times I didn't really get into his character a whole lot, but he's still fun to watch wrestle. Like
Oh yeah.
if he didn't talk the whole entire SmackDown or Raw, I'd be good with it.
Well, I think they're setting up him against Bullet Club once again, aren't they? I mean, that's kind of the route that it looks like they're going.
It looks like they might be. He's kind of a heel. He's kind of not. I think he's doing this kind of more lone wolf type thing right now. But I think before the end of all this, he's probably going to be a heel.
Well, that would make
So
sense. I think they just need to give up on the whole Bullet Club angle.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's been done so many times already.
Well, I mean, and this goes back to the NWO, and then TNA had the biker gang that I'm totally drawing a blank on. Aces and Eights. Now
Oh
this is
yeah.
the Bullet Club. And don't get me wrong. Hey, look, NWO, great. Um, the Aces and Eights, great, but still, yeah, Bullet Club needs to go away.
Well, not necessarily go away, but they need to stop playing the angle of okay, AJ Styles versus the Bullet Club. You know what I mean?
Right,
You
right.
didn't have, back when DX was separated, you didn't have it like Triple H versus DX or Shawn Michaels versus DX or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think part of that is because you didn't have that real angle. I mean, you did with NWO. You look back, you had the original NWO, then you had the Wolfpack, and then they broke it down into like NWO Latina, NWO Wolfpack.
But that was still a consistent narrative. Like AJ Styles has been with WWE for years now. You know, and when he first came, there was that tease. Oh, is the Bullet Club gonna, join them? And they eventually did.
Right.
But that was kind of it was short lived.
Yeah, I didn't really get too much into. I don't know much about the Bullet Club, so I can't really speak about it. I'm sitting here watching Best of 2023 right now, so if you see me kind of stare off into the distance, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, no worries, man.
But no, it's more than just about the Bullet Club for me and AJ Styles. I mean, I'm glad to see him back, going back to the returns. I mean, obviously we've got Randy Orton, we've got CM Punk, and dude, I'm going to say this right now: the angle that they did a few weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, when you finally got that talk between those two, this is what's fun for me as a fan, because you don't know how much of this is a work, how much of this is a shoot, how much is for real, how much is fake. You don't know where that line is drawn. This could be a whole Andy Kaufman, Jerry the King Lawler thing where they're actually best buds drinking a beer in the very back, just making sure that even the boys don't know it. Or this may be a legit case of they don't like each other, and Triple H goes, look, you don't like you don't like you. Y'all are going to have to figure this out because this is going to draw us some money. Yeah. So there might have been, I think there, my opinion, I think there was some realism to that promo because, Seth Rollins got everything out he wanted to say. This is not your home. This is my home. I've been here for the last X amount of years fighting and doing my thing while you've been off running this place into the ground. And then, CM Punk comes back. He goes, that's your one free shot, kid. That's the only time you're ever going to disrespect me. And, it's going to be fun to watch those two fight because when they do fight, we're going to be analyzing everything. Oh, that looked like a real hit. Oh, that looked like a receipt. Oh, that looked like this. We don't know what's real. Again, we don't know what's what. And that's what, to me, makes wrestling nowadays is fun. You don't know how much is animosity and how much of that is storytelling and how much of that is rehearsed, blah, 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 blah. So I think WWE did this right. Here's my only concern with it. I don't want them to run this into the ground and then just drag mud all over it.
Yeah.
Tell your story. This could be 2, 3, 4, a year-long making if you did it right. But after that, when it's done, it's done. Stop.
Yeah.
You have a packed. We talked about this. You have a packed roster. You got Randy Orton back. You've got CM Punk. You've got Seth Rollins. You've got AJ Styles. You've got John Cena still actively part of their roster. The Rock is now actively part of their roster. You've got LA Knight. You've got Chad Gable. You've got Gunther. You've got The Miz. You have a stacked roster. And again, I've said this. I would put this roster up against the roster in the 90s. I really honestly would. And that's coming from somebody who loved the Attitude Era.
Yeah. And they finally have something going on with 3 people that or at least 2 of the 3 people that we've been talking about constantly. But it's for the U.S. title. You got U.S. is what Gunther holds, right?
Intercontinental.
My bad. Aren't they now kind of? It's Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight clashing to see who's the number 1 contender,
right?
Or is that for the U.S. that Logan Paul holds?
No, the Logan Paul one is
with the Kevin Owens, isn't it?
No, Kevin Owens didn't win the tournament. It was Bobby Lashley and somebody else. Him, I don't remember. He's from NXT.
I could have sworn it was Kevin Owens versus the guy that was fucking around with Rey Mysterio.
I don't remember.
Let me see.
Retailers are starting to go back
That's exactly what you did. Sometimes I like driving on Christmas just to see how many people are actually closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean,
So yeah, Kevin Owens and Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a match to determine who goes after Logan Paul at Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Santo beat Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. And then you got the Roman Reigns versus whether it's Randy Orton or LA Knight and AJ Styles.
Yes, and that that's going to be a fun match to watch. That's going to be a super fun match to watch. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm excited for that one because you're gonna see Randy Orton in an actual match. You're gonna see AJ Styles back fresh from injury, and you're gonna see a fresh LA Knight.
I kind of want Orton to advance, and it would be kind of interesting to see LA Knight and AJ Styles kind of tear up the ring. You know what I mean? That would be really, really good. Say hi, Sam.
No, like I said, those three tearing up the ring together is going to be a lot of fun for me to watch. I don't know what are they doing that next show, or is that a pay-per-view? That's at the Royal Rumble, isn't it?
No, They had to wrestle before the Royal Rumble because Roman Reigns is fighting the winner at Royal Rumble.
That's right. So they're I think it's New Year's. It's New Year's something. They have a pay-per-view before the Royal Rumble.
No, it's just it's a Friday show.
Oh, is it? Okay. It's a Friday.
Yeah, it's so Raw has day one and SmackDown has what is it? New Year's Evil is like an NXT. That's on January 2nd. So then I don't know what SmackDown's going to be.
Huh.
But Raw has the day one for New Year's Day. NXT has this. I don't know what Friday Night SmackDown will be.
Interesting.
But I thought that was going to be a compilation of Best of 2023. So I don't know if they're still going to have some live shows like intermixed or what.
I don't know. Dude, I'm watching Seth Rollins and AJ Styles right now in the Best of 2023. It's Clash of Clans or Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions, yeah.
Yeah, and Seth can go with anybody. You look at who he's fought and who he's faced recently in the last year and a half, and he can go with anybody. It is insane to me.
I was thinking about that too. And, despite what, I was kind of hoping would happen, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns or Randy Orton or something. I'd say fuck it, man. Have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns go at it. They already have so much history.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's really been done. They've never really wrestled each other. Even when Rollins was like the major heel, Roman Reigns wasn't going after him. He was going after Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And, and Rollins was kind of doing his thing back and forth. I don't remember if Rollins ever really wrestled Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. I mean, there's enough history there. You could do that 10 times over. But I think with it is what it is right now is as much as we want to see that rivalry and as much as we want to see those two go at it. Again, I've said it 100 times. Their roster is so stacked. They're trying to spread out the talent. I mean, I would go as far as right now to say that SmackDown roster could give Raw roster a run for their money. I really think that.
If they play their cards right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just on SmackDown alone, you've got Randy Orton, you've got I think AJ Styles now, LA Knight, The Miz. There's 4 people right there, just to name a few.
Yeah.
And so in Raw, you've got what? And Roman Reigns. Let's not forget Roman Reigns. Solo Sequoia, you got him. So there's 5 or 6 people you have right there at your disposal. And if one of those guys goes down, you still have another 4 to go off of.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of the Miz right now, though.
Miz,
with that, this is your last chance. If you lose, you can't challenge me ever again. Typically, those matches they win.
Yeah.
The last time that they didn't was what, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Well, and here's something to think about. And I've heard this a couple of times. I've heard this on some different podcasts, not just Busted Open, believe it or not. I've heard this just in passing, just people talking about it on video game streamers. Do you realize that in August, if Gunther's already got the record, he now holds the record for the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
And in August, if Roman still has the championship in August, he will break Hulk Hogan's record.
Okay.
Let's say, just playing out a scenario here. Let's say, so from August until the next WrestleMania, you have Gunther going after Roman Reigns. You have Imperium versus the Bloodline. Now that's something to think about. Because this guy has the Intercontinental Championship, and now he wants the Heavyweight Championship, Undisputed Championship, whatever it is. And he's got Imperium with him. Now,
they're going to have to do a lot of work with Imperium, though. Because those 2 goons that he has with him,
they're horrible.
They're not much to brag about.
They're good in-ring workers. I would say they're about a mid-card. I really would. And again, I hate it.
But nothing to really threaten Bloodline.
You're not gonna use those 2 goons to scare Solo Sequoia or however you say his name, and Solo and
Jimmy.
You're not gonna. They're not a threat. Now there's a rumor going around, and I know that. Look, Twitter is not a real place, and I know that. But there's 2 rumors going around for the Royal Rumble I want to kind of throw out there, and this just popped into my head while we were talking about that. Sorry. The Headbangers could be coming to the Rumble. So could Stone Cold. And the big one that I saw the other day is a guy by the name of Feed Me More. He has been seen on multiple occasions talking to WWE officials.
Ryback?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want him back. I don't. Look, WWE doesn't need him.
No. It would almost make more sense to bring back Goldberg.
That's another one. Stone Cold and Goldberg have both been mentioned. Brock Lesnar has been mentioned. Here's my thing with Brock, and I like the Brock that we saw before he left. He was having fun. He didn't really care. He was still the Beast, but he was the Beast having fun. I like that Brock. That's the Brock I've always wanted to see. And I know he's older, so he's kind of on his way out. He's a very private guy. He wants to live his life. So maybe he's only going to do 1 or 2 more, major storylines. You don't need Brock. You don't need Goldberg. Leave those guys alone. Just let them be. You have enough talent to carry yourself. Drew McIntyre, he's another one. I just saw his name pop up on my screen. Stone Cold would be fun, I think, for the Royal Rumble. But I feel like if you're going to do that to Stone Cold, it would be an injustice not to involve him in a storyline of some sort, like they did with WrestleMania in Dallas with KO.
Yeah.
Again, I think it would be fun. The pop would be great, but unless you have a storyline worked up for him, don't bring a legend back like Stone Cold, somebody who literally carried this company just to come into the Royal Rumble to get eliminated within 3 minutes. I'm sorry.
Well, speaking of pop, there's a little rumor going around that Sasha Banks might actually be making a return
Yeah, I saw that
at
too.
Royal Rumble. You saw that one? That might be
Mhm.
pretty interesting, man.
Right. So I mean, we've talked about our Royal Rumble predictions and who we think's coming back, and that's the mystery of the Royal Rumble. We never know.
Yeah.
There might be one or two leaked. The Headbangers have signed a Legends contract. Has Ken Shamrock. I've heard that Goldberg is still on their active roster. I don't know if that's true. And I do know that Stone Cold has been seen again talking with people in the back at live events, but I think that's just Stone Cold being bored.
That's just Stone Cold, yeah.
You're just like, you know what? Hell with this. I'm getting out of the house. They're 30 minutes up the road from me. I'm gonna go say hi to everybody. There's no telling what that is. And again, would I pop if he came out? Of course I would. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I would be kind of disappointed if they didn't have a storyline written up for it of some sort. I don't want to see Stone Cold come out there, get thrown out within 2 minutes of the match, and then that's the end of it. That's what we're going to remember Stone Cold by.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that if they are going to do anything with Stone Cold, it's going to be just that. It's going to be something small. It's going to be a cameo. It's going to be exactly what they did with Booker T.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not going to have a major story because I don't think his body is up for a storyline.
Right.
Otherwise, they would have made one during Kevin Owens. That was a one shot.
They kind of made one. I mean, it wasn't really a quote unquote storyline. There was some jabs that Kevin Owens was taking at him, and then he finally responds a few weeks before WrestleMania. And then the big question was he going to actually show up? And he did. And look, that match was as sloppy as it can get, but it was in his home state. It was in front of a home crowd, and it was god awful. But as a fan, we didn't care. It was fun for us. It brought back memories, and it was just fun. And I don't know what other word to describe it. It was fun. And then the whole thing with him and McMahon was a horrible stunner, by the way. But it was just you got to see him kind of relive his glory days for a half a second and just have fun with it. And I think that's something, a lost art in wrestling that we tend to forget about, is you have to be able to laugh at it because it might be scripted, as people like to say, but there are certain things you can't script. And when something goes awfully wrong in front of a live crowd, you can't recover from that.
No.
So, that was a great thing, was he was professional enough, and he's an icon. He was great enough that he was able to laugh it off and just be like, yeah, we're just having fun now, and that was the great thing about it. I don't even think McMahon got pissed about it.
Oh, no.
And he's a perfectionist. It was just fun to see. It was fun to watch. There was a moment, and I don't remember exactly when it was, but I know they were outside the arena. There was a moment when I kind of saw a flashback of the old Stone Cold, and for a split second, I was like, maybe he could go one more match. And then I saw the stunners at the end. I was like, maybe not.
Maybe not. Hell, right after that, like he even said, and I think Pat McAfee even said it too, that after he stunned Kevin Owens, or no, maybe it wasn't that one. It was, when did Stone Cold do the stunner on Pat McAfee? Was that this past WrestleMania, or was that the one before?
I don't remember.
That particular one, right after it was Pat McAfee, it was Stone Cold, Brock Lesnar. They're just like chugging whiskey shots in the back.
Jeez. Speaking of whiskey, hang on just a second.
Uh-oh.
Hey, baby, give me a favor. grabbing my whiskey bottle, my Witherspoon out of the cabinet up there.
Oh, you're going heavy.
I'm going heavy. You know what? I said the hell with it.
Fuck it.
So I think it's up there. I don't know where it is. Should be. Thank you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, if you would please. I love that smell. I love that smell. I love that smell.
I know.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So, let me do this first. So, if you know anything about me, if you've been following me for any amount of time, whether it was back when I used to stream, when I've been on other shows, I always have a whiskey bottle with me. Always. I normally keep it here behind me, but we've been redecorating and redoing some things for the holidays. But here is Witherspoon Old Fashioned. Now, I love this stuff. It's a cheaper whiskey. If you're local here in Texas, North Texas, Total Wine and More in Louisville off of 35.
I
They
saw a
have
few
it.
bottles.
Yeah, they have it. And you either have to know where to look or you have to find one of the older guys. Don't go to the young kids. Go find the older guy that works in the store and ask him, where's the Witherspoon at? And they'll be like, Witherspoon? And you're like, yeah, dude, I know you'll have some here. They'll tell you. You kind of have to, it's kind of like an unspoken rule there. It's weird.
But I'm
Anyways,
surprised they're still even manufacturing
right?
under that name.
It's complicated. I think they're only doing the old. This is the only recipe that they could keep doing. I think.
Oh,
When they
okay.
switched over. I like the black labels the best. It's a little more of a bitter taste to it. Which you and I talked about this a lot, and I want to touch on this. Let's get away from wrestling for a second. With whiskeys, we all if you had whiskey or bourbon or scotch of any type, you know it's a very strong, just bold taste.
Right.
Which I love. I love the smell of whiskey. I love the smell of a good bourbon. That's hence the name Whiskey Pro. And look, Whiskey Pro does not just mean that all I do is just drink whiskey 24/7. I want to get that clear. It is what it is. I'm a whiskey guy. I'm a bourbon guy. I don't mind a scotch on occasion. I don't drink a lot of scotches, but I don't mind them. But anyways, I love this stuff here, and I was able to get you some Witherspoon. Now, how did you like yours?
Sir. Oh, dude, I loved it. I love Witherspoon, man. Like I've been, one of Jen's old companies had a Christmas party there one time, and they gave a private tour of like only a small select few from that Christmas party, and they had like one of those not sample, but like the taster things. They're like, all right, this is their 140 proof, this is their whatever proof, whatever else, and they had a little cheese pairing. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. What's funny about this is this has more of a sweet taste to it to me. It's kind of a sweeter taste. It's got just a kick to a bitterness, but it's got a real sweetness, and I like it. It almost reminds me of Jack Daniel's honey.
I don't think I've had that one.
I have to be careful with that. That's good, but man, it is super sweet. Oh man, they're showing the Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley WrestleMania match where Rhea won.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think this match put Rita on the map, and I think this match is where Charlotte kind of put to sleep any. Look, we know she's a Flair. That's not a, but you can't deny what she's done.
Right.
I'm tired of wrestling fans saying, "Oh, well, she's only who she is because of who her dad was." If you go back and you watch the last two WrestleManias that she's been in, and I say two because it's the only ones that I can remember personally, and I'm sure she's had more greater matches, but this WrestleMania and the one before it, I think she really solidified who she was as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Real quick, where I was going with all that story with the whiskey thing is I used to take a sip right out of the bottle. So cheers, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, all that.
Chuck.
Not chugging. So, oh man, that's good. Smooth enough that I can just take a sip like that. I don't know if y'all can see that awesome glass that I got from Mr. Brews here,
Cool.
but oh, that's good. I'm in trouble now. I broke into the whiskey. We might be on like a 4-hour show. I'm kidding.
Oh shit.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I had to stop. I had to stop drinking earlier, just so that I could actually stay awake to watch movie number 2 with the missus. You know, since we don't have the boys this Christmas until the 28th, it's like trying to find different things to distract. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear you. Yeah, we that's when these two leave is 28th. So
didn't you put a bunch of stuff from your
you get yours on the 28th, and we lose ours on the 28th.
Well, you know what? I have this door right here. You know, is you see through glass and everything. I see her every now and then, kind of poke her head. She's like, I'm like, "Dude, just fucking give me a sec."
Well, I won't keep you too much longer. Like I said, man, I really wanted to get on here and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and see what everybody's up to. Talk a little bit of talk a little bit of beer, which we haven't even done. I said we were going to talk wrestling, and we spent like the majority of the time talking wrestling.
Oh, I saw good.
But so this Smarty PB and J beer. It's raspberry. I don't know the brewing company. I'm sorry. Ingenious Brewing Company.
They're out in Houston, or I want to say Houston.
If they're in Houston, I'll go see it. If they're in Austin, I can't. I can't. I'm an Aggie. I can't do it.
Ingenious Brewing. They're in Humble,
Texas.
Is right outside Houston, I believe. Yeah,
it is
north of Houston.
So we can go to that one. I can't go to any brewery in Austin, Texas. I refuse to. It's against my religion. I'm an Aggie. I will not be caught dead in Austin. I hate Austin with every fiber of my being. And no offense to the people that live there or that are from there, but if that place burned down to the ground tomorrow, I would not be sad.
Dude, Austin has some really great breweries, though.
Oh, Austin's got amazing music, amazing art galleries. They've got amazing everything, but town sucks ass. So my best friend since high school tells me all the time, he was like, he used to tell me this as a joke when we were in our 20s, and now we're getting older. I'm 37. He goes, you're going to end up being Ron White in another 10 years. And here I am on a podcast sipping a whiskey, talking about how I hate Austin.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? Oddly enough, he's one of my favorite comedians. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
But
I liked his earlier stuff, not any of the later stuff.
I like some of his later stuff. I like the train wreck Ron White. I like a good, just completely sloshed Ron White, because that's when he doesn't have a lot of censorship to him as it is.
Yeah.
But when he really gets into that Scotch, man, and he just starts letting loose and just doesn't give a shit, just, oh yeah, give it to me. I love it, man. It's awesome. But this beer is amazing. You introduced it to me. You gave me one for our little Christmas shindig. We had our little get together, and I love it. Dripping with jelly and sticky peanut butter. This is
sounds like a typical Friday night, man.
Right? Now, I will say this for me, and again, my taste buds are completely different than a lot of people's, and I understand that. It says PB&J. I don't really taste a lot of PB&J, but I do taste, I think it's the raspberry that they put in this.
Yeah, it's the subtle jam part of it.
Yeah, the jam I taste. Now, I don't really taste the PB&J part, but that's just me. Some people may drink it and all they taste is peanut butter. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it was more the jam. You definitely taste that fruited sour Weiss, or Weiss.
Yep. So, man, I tell you what, when it comes to female wrestlers, Rhea Ripley can sell better than anybody. She just, the look of just shock when, Charlotte Flair kicks out is awesome. So, but this is a really good beer. This is honestly one of my one of my new favorites, and I'm sad that I was only able to find one because they showed in their little computer that they had 3 more of these, but they couldn't find them.
What was it?
So I got some other stuff. I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here. Are we doing
What's he
Are we
have?
doing a show tomorrow night? Because I know it's Tuesday tomorrow night.
That's
I
up to
didn't think
you.
about that. I didn't think about that.
Let me know.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe we'll see how many whiskeys I have tonight. We'll go from there.
All right. Yeah, it
But,
kind of sucks not to work tomorrow.
Yeah, tell me about it. Well, man, I got nothing else. I know you need to go watch the movie with the wife. I need to get out of here and.
It's an annual tradition, man. We got to watch White Christmas.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we got done watching Love Actually earlier.
You need to watch Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Matthew McConaughey movie. It's great.
I think I've heard of that.
I'm not a big chick flick guy. I'm not. I hate chick flicks. I absolutely despise chick flicks. But and I'm not a big fan of Matthew McConaughey, believe it or not. But I do like that movie.
Let's check it out.
There's another chick flick. If anybody's interested, while we're on the subject, just because I understand who I am. Okay, I like chaos. I like stirring the shit pot. I like that kind of stuff. The Ugly Truth. If you haven't seen The Ugly Truth, go watch it.
I don't think I've even heard of it.
It's about a guy who is he's a relationship advice guy, but he's very vulgar, he's very crude, and he's like, well, maybe if you would give your husband a blowjob every 2 weeks, you wouldn't be looking at nudie magazines. It just, and these girls call in, they get all this, and then he meets this like producer that's she has a list of what she wants in a guy and the perfect guy that exists and all this other stuff, and they meet and they end up falling in love, and it's like yin and yang. It's great. Just watch it. You'll thank me later. It's funny.
All right.
Oh gosh, I was not ready for whiskey tonight. I thought I was. Whew. But man, I got nothing else. Do you have anything?
No, sir.
What did Santa bring you? Real quick.
I don't know. We didn't do Christmas yet. We don't have the boys.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry.
But Santa got me a nice big glass of whiskey, though. I've only had once right outside of the bonfire.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it?
What? What? Oh, yeah.
Santa brought me a New York Jets hat. I'm happy.
That was a nice game, bro.
I don't know. I couldn't see it. Couldn't find it. So, yeah, my Jets suck. I know. But so do the Cowboys.
Oh my God, that was a hell of a game. Hey, I'm happy. My Steelers won.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Hell yeah,
dude. I gotta tell you though, I need to make a public apology, and feel free to clip this. 2 years ago, I was on a couple of different podcasts. I think I went on 3 or 4 actually, and I said that, mark my words, in 3 to 5 years, Lamar Jackson would be out of the league. I regrettably retract that statement because I honestly did not think Lamar Jackson could turn into what he's turned into.
Yeah.
I thought he was all speed and all runs, and the last 2 years he has made a full turnaround. So,
well, right now, man, San Fran is giving them a run for their money.
Are they? I got the wrestling on, so yeah, I don't know what to say. He's turned it on, and I'm just like I'm eating my words right now. So, but hey, you can't win them all. You can't be right all the time. But all right, man, get out of here. Go watch a movie with the missus.
You gonna finish your whiskey?
I'm gonna finish my whiskey and
pass
regrettably have a second or third.
Nice.
Guys, thank you so much. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay tuned. We might have a show tomorrow. We might not. Who knows? I don't know. It just depends on how Bruce is feeling, and if he's, I don't know.
Or if whiskey's even awake.
All right. All right, guys, take it easy. As always, I'm Whiskey.
Brews.
Peace.